I'm happy to be
Welcome
here.
to Sunset Sessions with Tambor Party and myself, Stan Zeff. This is our every Thursday live chat session with a special guest. We are also live on Facebook and YouTube for Tambor Party. So if you're flicking between social media platforms, you can always jump on YouTube or Facebook. My very special guest this week is Lena, or Skate Goddess, is the AKA, the other name she goes by. Welcome. Thanks very much for joining us on this sunset session for this week. Uh, Lena is a community builder and a vibe curator. So we'll talk more about that later. We'll get into the depths of what that all means and how you flow with that and what you do in the community. Okay. So how's it going? Let's have a conversation. How's it going?
Good day. I'm doing great. I'm
Yes.
doing fantastic. I love to have magical, fulfilling days, and today is just yet another one of them.
Oh, excellent. I'm glad that we are part of that magic that is happening today, you know? So, as I always talk about Tambor first, all right? And I was very excited to talk to you today, mainly because you attended Tambor Party this past Saturday at Future for the very first time,
I did.
right?
Yes.
Yes, it was your first Tambor Party,
It was my technically my second.
right?
My first official one.
Right, because we first met at East Point, where
Yes.
we did the outdoor event for East Point.
Mhm. Mhm.
And big shout going out to Chief Kareem. What's up, my brother?
Hey, Kareem.
He's a first. He's saying first timer. Yes. So we're all very excited to hear about your experience with Tambor, being a first timer. So take it away. Take us leading up to the event. How did you feel leading up to the event when you got through the door? You saw the lights, the vibe, the music. Take us all through it. How was it for you?
So first of all, I don't know how I haven't been to a Tambor yet.
That's what a lot of people say, actually. A lot of people say that.
I don't know how I haven't. Jackie was telling me that you've been doing this for about 15 years.
That's right. Yeah.
Amazing. Like, that's a huge story about devotion, discipline, dedication, all the D
Right.
words.
Right. Yes.
And Tambor is like the representation of something that I've been looking for in Atlanta for a very long time. And it's something that since I didn't see it enough, I was like, I'm gonna just have to make it myself then.
Right.
Which is like, can be so overwhelming. Like, I have this vision of what we need in the community and I'm gonna do it. This is a little overwhelming.
Right.
But then I went, I don't know how, I think I saw a video on Instagram of one of your Tambor parties, and like I think 6 of my friends were there, and I was like, y'all didn't tell me. All y'all watching, if you're my friend, you didn't tell me before, you didn't invite me, I'm mad at you.
Right.
And I knew I had to come, and so the next one I kept missing it because it wasn't in alignment.
Right.
And then I saw the East Point event, and I was like, that is perfect, because not only is it for the free ski, which everyone loves a little bit of free, but it was outdoors, and outdoor dancing is one of the things I think is the most important for us.
Right.
And so I immediately knew that I had to go, and I went to that, and that's how we met.
Right.
That's how I met Jackie, and then I went to this past weekend's Tambor, and I've partied all over the world, right? Like, I've partied in Saint Tropez, I've partied in Paris, I've partied in Barcelona. I've like most of Europe, most of America, places in South America.
Okay.
And this was up there. This
Wow.
is up there.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's a huge compliment then.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's one, the venue, beautiful.
Yeah.
Like the lights, the pillars, the how it's set up, the way the stage is done, like it's just really is visually very satisfying. Like
Right.
there's no, I don't know how to describe it. It's itchiness on the edges. Where
Right.
sometimes you'll be like, oh, it's like, why is it sticky, or why is it
Right.
this?
Yeah. It's, yeah.
Feels
Sticky and cheesy. Right.
cheesy, or like I've been into some of the super clubs in Vegas, and it just kind of feels sticky some places.
Right. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was, but it doesn't feel like that there. Like
Right.
the energy is fresh, right? So
Right.
that already was a huge difference. And then also, my dad, he is and was a DJ. So
Okay.
sound quality in my family, and we're all musicians. I'm retired musician. I'm trying to get back, but we're all musicians, so we understand what sounds good. We understand what flows.
Right.
We understand sound quality.
Right.
And the sound quality was on top. And so
Right.
all
Yeah.
of that, and then it was the Amapiano, then it was the African beats, and then
Right.
I was just like, why haven't I been here? I'm upset.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
beautiful event.
Right. So you danced all night.
The whole time. I got in
Right.
there. Like, I think a couple of ladies that I knew would kind of have a conversation with me, and I love these ladies, and I was just like
Let me get back to it.
So dancing, and I just,
Yes.
just let myself just free the whole.
Right. Yeah, because at one stage I saw you when I was DJing. I saw you. You kind of came into my view, and your eyes were just like sparkling, literally. Your eyes were sparkling. You were looking around, and you were, just like you seemed to be in amazement, with everything, the atmosphere going on around you. And that's really what we try and portray in Tambor. We try and give it that, wow factor. And also so that people can feel safe, so that they can dance, and they don't feel intimidated or anything like that. They can just go in and just rub shoulders with complete strangers and have a great time. That's what it's about, really. When you're going out to dance. And there were quite a few older people there as well, which I like to see, because then it shows the cross generation of Tambor, and how it's touching souls of the young and the older as well. So yeah. So no doubt you will be back.
1,000%. I will.
Right.
I will be back. Yes.
Right.
You'll see me
Excellent.
on those dance floors tapping around.
Right. Excellent. So our 15-year anniversary, the official 15-year anniversary, is going to be on August 17th. So yeah, we'll talk more about that as the time goes on, as it gets nearer. So you said something about being a musician.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? What instruments do you play?
So, which one? So back in, I want to say elementary school, I started playing piano.
Okay.
Yeah, like my mom always had like an electric piano in the house, and it was her dream to play piano. So she was always like, "You gotta play it."
Right.
One of these days, I was like, "Let me see what's up," and so I started teaching myself piano. We bought the books, and yeah, I was like, "There's a tangent," and I was like, "Let me stay focused, Lena." But anyways, there's the books, and I taught myself how to play like through all the books as much as I could, and then I got to a point where I was like, I need professional help. Like, I'm not going to get past a certain point without instruction. And so my mom was like, all right, it's time for her.
Okay. Yeah, you're back.
I'm back. Where was I?
Your mom.
Yes. So I got my first teacher, right? And I'm a very ambitious person, and so basically, in a very short time, like I knew who the top pianist was in her class, and I was like, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do it better. And I did that,
Right.
and then
Oh wow.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That teacher couldn't teach me anymore, so we got another teacher, and then I
Oh.
did the same thing. I was like, all right, this one, like, because basically the way that they did it, there's like a bunch of different ways you can evaluate piano. There, and this is classical piano, by the way.
Right.
So there's literally like these forums that you have to go to, where you go and, like, it's called just districts, where you go and you like play a couple of pieces, you play your scales, and then you get an award based off of like
Right. You get graded. Is that the grading scheme?
Basically, it's like a
Right.
type of grading thing. And then also in the actual what do you call it, piano school, the people does it do with it? Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I learned something new today.
All right. Yeah, I thought it was just Zoom it did that, but
right? No,
yeah.
But anyways,
Right.
I could get distracted, just like, yay.
Right, exactly.
And then there's also in the piano school, basically the best student got to play last at our recital at the end of the year. So we basically would play in a cathedral, and the best student would play the last song in the cathedral, and like the music, like the piano's just like bouncing off the wall. It's very epic. So I was like, I want to be that person.
Do that.
And so yeah.
And that happened.
And that happened.
Oh wow! Okay, amazing.
Yeah. So it's like I was like top marks in statewide, and then also in my piano school. And then I was in jazz band in my band in high school. So that's one instrument. The other one was French horn, but I didn't love the French horn as much. But I still was first there because I had to be the first. Right. I had to.
So you're a visualizer then, obviously. Whatever you visualize comes into fruition, right? So do you want to be a DJ? You saw me DJing on Saturday. He was like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it better than him. Did you say that? Did you?
Not quite. I already saw my dad, right? So I'm like, okay, like that's cool. That's cool. I more like want to collaborate with people who do it, because I know everything that goes into it. And it's beautiful. I just know that my calling is different. But I still think it's super dope.
Right. So you talk about sound quality. You said your dad's a DJ. So I'm sensing some kind of Caribbean background here.
How did you get that from sound quality and DJ?
Because I'm Caribbean myself. I'm from St. Lucia, grown up in London, around a lot of different Caribbeans and Africans, and sound quality is paramount, is the thing. So you don't really hear that from, well, you do from US DJs. You do hear sound quality, but the way you expressed it, I kind of picked up a Caribbean background.
Yeah.
So is that true?
Yeah. My family is Guadeloupean. On both sides. Both my mom and dad, they met when they were 12 out in Guadeloupe. I'm like, is the map? I think the map. Like, you can see the map, like right here, depending on what platform you're looking at. But that's Guadeloupe. It's a small, tiny island. I'm trying to see.
I've been there. I've been to Guadeloupe. Yes.
Wow.
And by the way, sorry, if I got an echo coming through on Facebook or YouTube, my apologies. My volume should be down. So you shouldn't be getting it, but so apologies for that. I'll try and fix it. But yes, I've been to Guadeloupe. I took a boat from St. Lucia to Guadeloupe.
Wow.
Yeah. I was seasick all the way there and all the way back.
Oh, that's right.
It was seasick, but it was like, I don't know, about 3-hour boat ride, I think. Yeah.
That's right.
So,
neighbors.
Yeah, I love it. It was great island. I was there for a couple of days. Yeah.
But that's yeah. It's actually hilarious because my dad was coming to visit. He came to visit this like Memorial Day weekend, and he was basically telling me because I've been wanting to do events, right? And he's like, if you do events, you have to make sure the sound quality. So we had a whole like Caribbean dad sound quality conversation.
Right, exactly. So, parlez-vous français?
We should parle français.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at you. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, yes, nice. So, so you can appreciate. I mean, because sound is a big thing for me as well. It's got to be right. And you know, before the party, before the event actually starts, I spend a long time setting up, doing a sound check, making sure the bass is right. The bass has to be right. The tops has to be right. You know, and that's part of the event that a lot of people don't see when you're there hours before, and with the sound engineers like, nope, it's not right yet, it's not right. So when people come in, they can feel the music, you know, and it has an impact because that's just as important as the music you're playing.
It really is. It's the literal quality of the vibrations that pass through your body.
Right. Yes, great. So let's move on a bit. Let's talk about Skate Goddess. And I imagine that's something to do with the Vibe Creator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're saying Vibe Creator and Community Builder. How does that work with Skate Goddess? What's that all about?
Well, that's a big question. There's a lot that goes into the whole thing.
Right. Okay.
So most people know me as like a professional roller skater influencer. However, before I did that, I had a tech job. It was a 6-figure tech job. I was managing teams and signing multi-million-dollar contracts with billion-dollar companies. Like it was a whole thing, and it kind of like really crushed my soul. Like every single morning, I had to go on and basically be a different person entirely, and really like dim my light so I could fit in a box, so I could do what I had to do. And it just really killed me inside. I literally had, like, if you look up soul loss, I found this out later. I was like, that's the symptoms I had. Some people call it burnout. You can also call it soul loss, but that's what happened. I literally like was in this chair just frozen, like could not function anymore. But the only thing that got me out of my freeze response was when I started roller skating, like in 2020. I just got this like inkling to roller skate, and it was because I was doing a lot of research around how to manage my anxiety and depression, because like I was just oscillating like freeze response, fight or flight, panic attacks, digestive issues, acne. Like I was going through it.
And this was all because of your job working in corporate.
It was a mix of just like generational trauma, which, you know, we just got as Black people, and it was exacerbated by having a high visibility, high stakes job where you know I couldn't eat right because I was traveling every week. You know, I was in airports, I was in boardrooms, I was in restaurants, wining and dining clients. I was in 3 cities like a week. Like it was just a lot. Right. And so pandemic happened, everything stopped, and I was like, I have a trail behind my house. I think I can use that and start roller skating. And my whole life changed, like, and it changed so quickly. It just like absolutely shifted everything. And in that, as I was literally like escaping. I was like, I had so much self-confidence issues, and I just really wanted to feel like I was in control of my life. I was in control of my body, that I had confidence, that I had self-worth, because I was lacking all of that. So I started affirming to myself in the mirror that I am a goddess. Because I just, you know, you see goddesses, you see how beautiful they are. You see how, like, literally goddesses are magical. They can get whatever they want done. And I just was like, I want that. And I didn't have it at the time. And that's when I started that's when other things started shifting as well. I started seeing that I could be the creator of my reality. My anxiety and depression symptoms started lifting. Like
Wow.
a lot of things started shifting. And then I also saw while I was out skating with people, because we used to skate out at Lee and White in the parking lot over there. If you're familiar, if you're from Atlanta. It was like an empty parking lot at the time. It's completely different now. They developed it. Tears. But everyone would come on Thursday nights and just skate.
Right.
And it was like just literally, it was pandemic. People would come on Thursday.
Right.
And then people started curating the stuff, but I realized that everybody in the community wasn't a safe member of the community.
Right.
And I wanted safe spaces for us to be, not only as women, but as Black people.
Right.
And I was tired of the leaders of the communities that I was with not doing enough to actually provide those safe spaces.
Right.
And I was like, if y'all not gonna do it, then I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And that's how I started building community in skating.
Okay. So where are you at now with your community building? What do you have? You put on events?
Yes. So community building is always something I do. Like it comes from me. Like I was always that friend that is like, let's go to this event. I'm hosting this event. Like let's plan a trip to wherever. This is just a part of who I am. It always will be who I am. I bring people together.
Right.
So that's whatever I'm interested in, I'm probably gonna put together an event that reflects that. So I at the time I founded Boss ATL. So Boss ATL it stands for Black Outside Skaters of Atlanta.
Okay.
And we used to get together pretty regularly, just to skate. And that was beautiful. And my whole purpose was for us to one, be safe as Black people, Black women, and also to really amplify and celebrate our Blackness. And have a safe space, where it's like, okay, it's just us. That has been a beautiful story. And I've done so much with that. Like we collaborated with the Athlete's Foot, putting together events, and then I did I hosted and planned and executive produced a roller skating competition with the Athlete's Foot for that, with Boss ATL that I founded. So that has been a beautiful thing. And Spirit this year really spoke to me and pivoted me to a place where I'm doing more events that are directly in line with my purpose of providing gateways of ascension for Black people. So what that looks like is, right now I'm doing full moon dance activations. And I'm also doing new moon manifestation workshops.
Right.
And
Amazing.
I'm just super excited with how everything has been unfolding. Just everything is always so magical.
Right. I mean, I can totally relate to that because I used to work in IT, corporate America for so many years, and the last 5 years, I was just tapped out completely. I was earning good money. I had my own office. I had people working for me. But at the end of the month, my bank account was always overdrawn. My phone was being switched off because I wasn't paying the bills. I was just like totally tapped out. And I just, long story short, I gave it all up. I gave it all up and just did moved into a world of music, and all the things that I went through, similar to yourself, the depression and stuff, it all just went away. It's like a big weight just lifted off my shoulders, So and for myself, I know that Spirit had a lot to do with it, and that's why I feel that I have to. When I put on productions, there has to be a spiritual content as well, so that we as we say, we pass on the blessings and as you say, the magic, So what you mentioned Spirit as well. How does Spirit really play a part in your daily life?
how does spirit not play a part in my daily life?
Right. Right.
It's literally in everything that I do. I would not be here if it wasn't for everything that spirit has aligned for me. Like even the fact that I picked up skating. Like I didn't see people skating.
Right.
Like I didn't even know that Atlanta had a skate culture. Like my parents are immigrants. Like I don't know
Right.
I don't know a lot
Right.
of things that are African American like history, like
Right.
just based. I don't know. And so
Right.
I didn't usually see people skating outdoors at the time. This was pre the pandemic gold rush of roller skating. I just was like, this is a quirky, fun activity that I can do to stay out the gym, because they said that I would have to work out to get rid of this anxiety and depression. I'm not about to be in a funky
Right.
I don't like the gym. It's
Right.
weird. It's not the vibe. But skating, I get to wear cute outfits.
Right. And you exercise.
Right, and exercise. So
and you feel free.
Right,
Yes.
free. And
Right.
that it was just like, go skate. And I was like, okay, I just listened to the call. And then whenever I listen to the call, pathways open. Things that it doesn't make any sense that I should be there. It doesn't make any sense that things can happen like that. It just happens. And I know that that's spirit, because I couldn't do that on my own.
Right.
I've been skating since 2020, right? So it's been maybe 3.5 years. And the fact that like I've executive produced and judged a roller skating competition with some of the best talent in the nation is still mind blowing to me. And I know that is only because of spirit, because ain't no way I could have done that.
Right.
You know?
So what advice? And I think this is quite an important question. For those people who are listening and will listen, what advice would you give someone as to how to listen to their spirit?
Slow down.
Okay.
Yeah, slow down. Rest more. Because, how do I explain this? Like, if you're going too fast, spirit likes to speak in whispers. Spirit likes to speak in synchronicities, and if you're going too fast, it won't be able to catch you, because when you fill up so much of your space, it doesn't allow any space for spirit to be in, because spirit requires space.
Yes.
And so when you create that, it can fill it. But if you're running around, I just said that. But that basically that's it. That's the first step.
Right.
Slow down.
Right. Yeah, that's a good answer. That's a great answer. Because when I finished corporate America, I was just made to sit down. I just sat down and did nothing. And I felt guilty that I was doing nothing, but it was like, no, it's okay. Just sit down and we will tell you what to do. You know?
You know, they told me that and I didn't listen.
That is funny. That is funny.
I didn't listen, and then I started skate. Honestly, like the whole thing with skate guys and boss ATL, I should have been sitting down, because I had to heal from burnout. Because when you get burnt out, you have to like literally sit down for like because your neurons have to literally refresh, right? And I have been avoiding that until literally I went to Mexico this year, and I again was like, I'm about to launch a new program. Because I never feel okay with fully resting. I never have. And then I literally got a whole parasite. All my followers know this. I got a whole parasite. Could not move. Was literally purging almost every day. Like sick. Never been that sick in my life. But for that entire month, I couldn't move. I was paralyzed essentially, because I think spirit knew if they didn't sit my ass down. I wasn't gonna sit down, and I finally heard what they've been trying to tell me. You know?
Exactly. I mean, one way or another, you will hear what they have to say. You know, the way it was explained to me as well was that if you don't slow down and take your time, you get to your destination before it's time. You get to your destination, you go to the bus stop, or you go to the port. and you wait for the ship. There's no ship there, so you rush off to another place. Oh, that hasn't worked. Let me rush off somewhere else. And when you do that, you miss the opportunity. You miss what spirit has got in line for you. You know. So I mean, what you said was perfect. It's great. You know, just slow down.
Yeah,
Anything else?
It gave me chills because that's literally what kept happening. I kept trying to make stuff happen because I come from, when you're in tech, it's all about make it happen.
Right.
You'll see when you die.
right, exactly. Yes. Right, exactly. Lunch is for, what do they say? Lunch is for wussies or people who are soft. We don't take lunch. We work all day.
Everyone would probably be like, "Oh, I worked 80 hours this week. No, I worked 100."
Right.
No, that's not a flex. It's
right, exactly.
I forgot what I was about to say.
I was going to say, moving on from that, is there anything else that you would say to anyone else? Any other advice? Actually, we've got someone on Facebook called Scott Steiner who's listening, and he's agreeing with everything you're saying, and he's just saying thank you for that advice. That has helped him so much. So look at that. Facebook.
Yes, I wanted to talk about to basically just affirm what you just said about divine timing, because divine timing is really real. Like you really can get to your destination before you're supposed to be there, and then think, because it's something I've needed to hear, because in my hustle to like make something happen, make something of myself, be successful, all of that kind of stuff, especially leaving corporate America, where it's like you like to have all these accolades, you like to have stuff to, I'm working on this now. It's like, it's definitely something I've needed to really digest and sit with, and be very in trust in spirit that things are happening in the background that I can't even see.
Right. Yeah.
And that if I just trust that things are happening when they're supposed to happen, then things will happen when they're supposed to happen.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It's just so important to rest, and to just sit and listen. And do you have rest days?
Yeah, I do a combo. So some days I just feel it. I just feel like full, like, and I used to fight it, be like, I'm grinding.
Right.
Now, if I don't have anything planned that day, then I just know I'm supposed to slow down today.
Right.
And then usually when that happens, something pops off, and I'm like, I couldn't have planned that.
Right.
Another one that I do as a woman specifically is when my moon comes on. I specifically time my months out to do specific times depending on my menstrual phase. And I'm gonna. Everyone needs to understand this. Women need to understand this. Men need to understand this, because too many people have too much shame and doubt and disgust around a natural human cycle.
Right.
And so, like, there's ovulating, there's your ovulation phase, there's your luteal phase, there's your menstrual phase, and then there's also your follicular phase. And there's different things that you as a woman, you're optimized to do at certain times. And so your follicular phase is really great for like big ideas and tackling new projects. Your ovulatory phase is really great for like having conversations like these, or like, giving speeches, like doing photo shoots. Your luteal phase is really great for like heads down work, and then your menstrual phase is really great for resting and dreaming, visioning, evaluating. And so as a woman, that's when I will make sure as much as I can to rest. And if I don't have the ability to rest, like, for example, I was on my moon cycle at Tambor party, but I already said I was coming, right?
Right.
But I just decided, okay, I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna push myself. If something comes from me, then I will. But I'm just gonna just be chill, just be chill, move in slow motion, and take a lot of naps, and like really dream, get into a dream space, and channel and write and all of that.
Right.
Kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's so important. I mean, that's the way you explain that was so good. And I saw Kareem had a question there. What did you ask, Kareem? Do men have phases as well? If so, how do we know?
Men do have phases. So there are two types of phases: the sun phase and a moon phase. You can also call it a circadian phase and an infradian phase.
Mm-hmm.
So in the infradian phase is the moon phase. So it's like a lunar cycle, 28 days. That's a female phase, the infradian female phase.
Right.
The masculine phase, the circadian phase is the daily phase.
Right.
The sun phase. Oh wow, and that's a bar actually. I just realized this is the moon, the circle,
right?
And then this is the daily, the lingam. But so if you know, you know. But yeah, so it's a daily phase. So men in the morning, and this is how a usual work day is calibrated, because it's calibrated to a male cycle. In the morning, testosterone is highest. So that's really great for like stand-up calls, for those types of like checkup calls and stuff. And then there's another phase. I don't know this one as deeply as the female one because I don't live it. But the meat of the day is really great for just like executing tasks. Right. And then the evening is really great for kind of nesting and socializing and vibing and intimacy and all that kind of stuff.
Right. I mean, that kind of follows my day because I'm very much a morning person. So getting up early in the morning, working out, and then coming back and then from the gym or wherever, and just working for 2-3 hours. Just solidly working. And after that, go for a walk or chill, and then that's it. My day. And I get so much more done. And when I'm trying to chill in the late afternoon and evening, I'm like, no. I'm sorry, I'm trying to work, and I'm like, no, I've got to chill. I'll just leave it till tomorrow. But when I just concentrate on something for 2-3 hours, no phones or anything like that, I get so much done. So yeah, that's probably my cycle then. Because I'm very much a morning person, and in the evening I just tend to just have dinner and just chill.
So Kareem, I hope that answered your question, but it just made a lot of sense for me when I learned that the first time. I'm like, and it also helped me release a lot of guilt around how I work as well, because being socialized in the Western society and then going into a super masculine corporate tech bro environment, I'm thinking that I have to follow these things and wake up every single day and function the same every single day. But I was realizing that it was really hard for me to do that because like maybe one day I get up, I'm like, okay, let me do the thing. And then like I try to do the thing and I'm like, all right. And then the next day I try to go and do that again and I can't. Right. And I was like, oh my God, I must be deficient. I must be not able. I must be broken. And now I'm not broken. I'm just not following my cycle.
Right, exactly. And that's so important because we try to fit into society or our circle of friends or whatever. We try and push ourselves and try and bang a square peg into a round hole. And it doesn't go. And if we do get it in there, it pains. There's a lot of pain that's going on for us because we're trying to fit into something that's not designed for us. So the only thing we can do is squeeze ourselves out of that round hole, because we're a square peg, and try and mend our edges that have been destroyed by trying to squeeze ourselves into that hole. And that takes time. The repair, the healing. And making our edges nice and 90 degrees, and then trying to get back out there and trying to find a square hole for us to fit in, you know, and sometimes that's quite hard. You know, we go back and we try and put our square hole into an what's it, a six-sided shape. What's that? An octagon? No, that's eight. Hexagon.
Yeah.
Right, and we make mistakes again. We're making mistakes again. So you know, but it's okay. We're supposed to make mistakes, you know. But this time when we pull the peg out, it's like, okay, I know how to heal this a bit quicker because I've done it before. It's not extreme as it was before. So you know, let me carry on my journey, what we call life, and try and find our square holes so that we can fit in there nicely. We can live life in harmony, love, and abundance, and joy, compassion, and all those words that, you know, and all those feelings that we long for in this life, you know. So thank you for that. That was great. Yeah. And you got the sun shining down on you and everything. You know, the rays, the magic is on you right now.
Yes, Ra was like, hello.
Right.
Mhm.
So how can people get in touch with you? So if someone wants to start skating, they want to be part of your movement, how do people get in touch with you?
So I used to do more skate lessons, but I'm moving away from skate lessons as I used to do them. And I'm moving more into metaphysical, like African metaphysics.
Okay.
Yes. And so what that looks like is basically like using metaphysics to learn how to manifest. And so right now I'm having a manifestation workshop this Saturday from 11 to 12:30. So anybody who would like to join that, please just DM me new moon manifestation, because we have the new moon in Gemini. It's actually today. We're actually in like a very strong portal. I believe it's like a Venus Kazini or something like that as well, because it's 6/6, right?
Right.
So we're going to be celebrating that new moon in Gemini on Saturday, because and I make sure to add in the constellations with all of my manifestation practices, because that is inherently African as well. Like we do a lot of cosmology, like the Dogon people. That's a whole rabbit hole. But you can find me that way. And also, if you are a goddess or an aspiring to be goddess, like you're always a goddess, but you know, if you desire,
or a goddess or a god.
Yeah, I was like, wait,
right,
if you're desiring, or a god.
Right.
But I work with goddesses, and so if you are in that wavelength, I have goddess gatherings every full moon, and I will be having hosting more dance activations. So there's a lot of really great stuff coming up, and so all you have to do is follow me on all my platforms, Skate Goddess on Instagram and Skate Goddess on Threads. If you just want to hear my random and channeled musings from day to day, I just be saying whatever comes to my mind, whatever spirit lays on me, I put it there too.
Okay. All right. Okay. That sounds amazing. So, are you planning any retreats abroad? I know you said you were in Mexico. Are you planning any retreats for goddesses? Or am I jumping the gun? I don't know. I'm just. You're kind of looking at me like, man.
It is a lot going on, right? So I had a dream to do like at least a goddess day retreat for years.
Right.
Also, like a spirit skate retreat as well has been on my heart. And so I think it's one of those things where it's like I'm seeing it slowly align, but I don't have a date yet. But it's happened. It's inevitable. It's going to happen.
Right.
My goal is for it to happen this year, but whatever.
This year. All right. So you visualized it, and it's going to happen.
It be working. I mean, I use African metaphysics to get it done, but you can learn more about that at my workshop on Saturday.
And remind them again, this Saturday, your workshop starts at 12?
It starts at 11 to 12:30.
11 to 12:30. Okay. All right. Great. Yeah. It's been such a pleasure talking to you. Yeah. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing some really good information that you shared with everyone. Really appreciate you. And thank you again for coming to Tambor on Saturday and sharing your experience about it. Any shout outs to anyone before we go?
Shout out to all my friends, especially the ones that I in fellowship with all the time.
Right.
If it wasn't for the goddesses that I have around me, I wouldn't ascend to the heights that I have now.
Right.
So each and every one of them, you know who you are. I'm just so thankful.
Takes a community, right?
Mm-hmm.
Takes a community. All right. So bye for now, and we will surely speak soon. Take care. Peace and love. Thank you so much.
Am I still in the show?